Good morning. Welcome back to social science class. So, dear students, previous session we start to discuss about how to compare different countries or states about the development. How to compare different countries or different states. See, even in the previous sessions, so we learned with a few examples also how it is possible to compare. Then how can we consider so developed countries and underdeveloped countries or developing countries? So the present days, the modern countries are used to say so, especially some of the countries are developed countries, and some of the countries are developing countries, and some of the countries are underdeveloped countries. Underdeveloped countries. So, here, on what base or what are the criteria to consider or to decide a country as a developed or developing or underdeveloped? Are you getting now? See, how can we? Because it's too different and even it's too difficult also. So, in this case, how we are. And even the previous class, I told that. So, actually, especially, we go through the average income to compare the differentiate between the different countries to know about their economic status or economic standard. So, dear students, when we are comparing countries, their income is considered to be one of the most important attributes to consider or to compare or to know about. So, the income of the country. So, it is going to be considered to be one of the most important attributes. See, the country with higher income are more developed than others. Those who are with the less income, and this is what based on the understanding, that means based on their income of the country. So if we are here, it is very clear that more income means more of all things that human beings need. More income means so more of all things that human beings are need. See, whatever people like and whatever people should have, so they will be able to get with greater income. So if there is no income, they cannot. Whatever the people like, whatever the people should have, so they will be able to get with greater income. So otherwise it's not possible. So greater income itself so is considered to be one important goal. Greater income also considered to be one important goal. See, now let us discuss about what is the income of a country. What is the income of a country? And how we are going to calculate that? How we are going to calculate? See, here, the another one thing, suppose in a country, if the all citizens, whether they are having the same income throughout the country, or those who are living in that respective country, whether all their incomes, whether it's equal. See, this gives us so many things to discuss and to debate and to know about the income of the country, and as well as so it's helpful to get the concept of so how to categorize it. Especially it's all based on economic development. Getting now? See, the comparison between countries and total income so is not such an useful measure. Whether it's true enough, whether when we are comparison between the countries, one country to another country, or total income of their, I mean of that respective countries, whether it is enough or whether it is useful measures. See, since countries have different population, since countries have different population, because the population of the different countries are it's so different. Some of the countries have less population and some of the countries are a moderate population, and then some of the countries have the what we call the excess surplus population, like our India and then China. See, there we can see the surplus of extra, more and more. Here, the population is going to be exploited, already exploited, crossed more than 130 crore. And China is the first one, and then we are in a racing. So, we are now in the second. See, anyhow, dear students, let us come back to our main concept. See, comparison between the countries or the total income of the countries, whether these two measures are enough to get the idea or enough to get categorize the countries as developed or developing or underdeveloped. No, it's not enough. So why? Because no, so countries have different population, and comparing income will not tell us so what an average person is likely to earn. If suppose XYZ are there, means the income of X is different compared to this Y and Z. So we cannot see all the country's people, all the citizens of the country. So they are having the same income. It's not possible also. So it's so different. See, are people in a one country better off than others in a different country? So see, hence we compare the average income, so which is the total income of the country, so divided by the total population, and this used to called average income. So and this used to called as what? Average income. So here, how now the total income of the country or average income. The total income of the country divided by the total number of population. The total number of population. See, the total income of the country divided by the number of population in that respective country, and this used to called as a average income. And the average income is there, no, and this is also called as per capita income. So I think dear students, yesterday's homework I made given define average income and per capita income in separately. Maybe so many of you may get confused. Why is sir asking? And some of you may thinking like this. Hey, what is average income and what is per capita income? So actually, so there is no difference yet between the average income or the per capita income. See, this average income is there, no, and this only we used to call as a per capita income. So to check you, so I given like that homework yesterday for you. I don't know how many of you are watched that video and then completed the homework. Okay, so it is very clear that so per capita income or average income, that means the total income of the country divided by its population. Its population. And this average income it is there now. This also called as per capita income. See, according to World Development Reports, WDR report, WDR report, that means World Development Report. So, according to World Development Report, see, who is going to give this World Development Report? By whom? Who is going to measure? Who is going to decide? Or who is going to be prepared this World Development Report? So, it is by World Bank. It is by World Bank. See, the World Bank used to prepare the World Development Report. Are you getting now? So, according to this report, the criteria which is used by the World Bank to classify the different countries to categorize as developed or developing or underdeveloped. So, the World Bank used its own criteria. So, according to the World Bank report, and it is classified countries. So, the countries with per capita income. So, the World Bank also considered the per capita income. So, to classify the countries about their economic development. So, according to this report, if the countries have per capita income of US dollar, so it is actually so with US dollar. So this is what per capita income. See, according to the World Bank, so it is classified countries with per capita of US dollar 12,236 per annual. So and above it's about 2016. Okay, so this report it's about the 2016. Okay, so and these countries are categorized as developed or rich countries. Developed or rich countries. So, according to World Development Report of 2016, which is actually prepared by the World Bank. So, according to this, so the World Bank is classified the different countries based on their per capita income. So, if the countries if they are having, so the per capita income US dollar 12,236. So, those countries are considered or categorized as rich countries. Rich countries or developed countries. And less than 1005 US dollar or American dollar, less than 1005 US or American dollar. So those were having, so those countries are actually considered or categorized or classified as low income countries. If the countries have per capita income, so about US dollar 1005, and those countries are so called as low income countries. Low income countries. See, here, what about our country? I mean, the condition of our country. Whether our country have per capita income 12,236 US dollar? No. Whether our per capita income, our means here the per capita of our country. So income US dollar 1005. No. So actually it is in between. So India's per capita, it is in between. Understood now? So here India comes in the category low middle income. Low middle income countries. Low middle income countries. Where is our India? It is under the low income countries. Low income, especially low middle income countries. So why? Because according to this report, so our country per capita is US dollar 1840. US dollar 1840. So the of per capita income. So our country is comes under, I mean, low middle middle income country. So please be clear. According to the World Development Report, which is prepared by the World Bank in 2016. So this is actually the report which is prepared in 2016 by the World Bank, which is called as a World Development Report. So according to this, the World Development Report classified the countries based on their per capita income. Suppose if the countries with per capita income US dollar 12,236, and those countries are called as rich countries. And if suppose the countries with per capita income US dollar 1005, and those countries is categorized as low income countries. And here our India stands in between. In between. So our India's per capita income according to 2016. So that is about US dollar 1840 per capita income, and so it is categorized as low middle income country. Low middle income country. See dear students, so excluding countries of Middle East and certain other small countries. Why? Because no, so these Middle East and then some of the small countries are generally called developed countries. Generally called developed countries. See, I request you, please open your textbook and look at the page number, economics textbook page number 9. So there is a table. There is a table. So of course we agreed, and then the countries are categorized based on World Development Report, which is given by the World Bank. So that is completely based on the per capita income or average income. Now we came to know that what is average income or what is per capita income. That is the both same. So how we are going to average to get the average income? So the total income of the country, it's divided by the its population. It's divided by its population, total population, and then we'll get the average income, and that is also called as a per capita income. So, per capita income. Now according to this World Bank report, so the countries are categorized like this: rich, low income, and low middle income. Low middle income. So based on US dollar, whatever I explained just now, based on that. So just you can imagine whether it is true enough to know about, or it is the best measure to know about the average income of the respective persons. So while averages are useful for comparison, so they also have disparities. There are a lot of disparities we can get and we can experience, we can observe also. So I told that. So please look at the table, page number 9. So there is the table 1.2. So there is the comparison of two countries. There is a comparison of two countries, and they are taken 5 citizens of that respective country. See here A and B. This is what the example: A country and then B country, and they have only 5 citizens each. So you see the table. So they are selected only the 5 citizens of that country. See, based on data given in this table, so calculate the average income for the both countries. So you see that the first citizen in the A country, the income, the annual income, so 9,500, and then the second one 10,500, and the third one 9,800, and the fourth one 10,000, and then fifth one 10,200. Whether can we see the same, or is there any differences? There is a lot of differences. And you see in the same, so in the country B, the first one, the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one also, they are having the same. They are having the same amount of the income, that is about only 500 rupees. But the thing is that you see the fifth one, it is a really very interesting one, because there is a lot of difference even compared to the rest of these four members. It is about 48,000 rupees. 48,000 rupees. So actually it is about 48,000 rupees. That means here in this country, in country B, the maximum of the people, they are very poor people, and only the handful here, out of five, the only one person so is having annual income 48,000 rupees. Means there we can see a lot of difference about their economic status in that respective country. But of course, dear students, in country A case, almost all it is there near similar. Of course, we can, because of 500,000, 2,000, only these many differences are there. But in the second case, in the country B, so there we can see a lot of difference. Even we cannot compare also. Where is 500 rupees and then where is 48,000 rupees? So in this case, whether will you be equally happy to live in the both these countries? No. Of course, we may select the first one, and both are equally developed. Can you think? No. See, perhaps some of us may like to live in the country B. If we are assured of being its fifth citizen, yes, I would like to live in the, because as a fifth citizen, if it is there my income, if I would like to live in the country B, I should live like a fifth citizen, because he is having 48,000 rupees annual income. Whether you would like to live in a country as a first, second, or third, or fourth, no. See, if it is a lottery that decides our citizenship number, then perhaps most of us will refer to live in the country A. Why? Because no, there we cannot see the maximum of the difference. Here it is only about 500,000 rupees differences among all these five citizens, and there is no doubt we would like to choose to live in country A. So even though both the countries have identical average income, but country A is preferred because it has more equitable distribution. Here what happened? So among all these five, you see there 9,500 rupees, 10,500 rupees, 9,800 rupees, 10,000 rupees, and then 10,200 rupees. So there we cannot see a lot of difference like the country B case. So here the income, so it is actually what happened, equitable distribution there we can see, and there we can observe. So in this country people are neither very rich nor extremely poor. On the other hand, most citizens country B are poor, and only one of the person is extremely rich, not only the rich. So is extremely rich. So hence, while average income is useful for comparison, so it does not tell us how this income is distributed among people. How can we get? So this is all about the average. So we are going to divide, because how? Whether is it possible? If suppose if the income of the country, when we are in this case to get the per capita income, when we are going to divide the per capita income, so by the total number of the population, so whether it's suitable? No. Why? Because in the country B case, so only the few are, the most of the people very very poor, and only the one person or the handful persons they are extremely rich. So that time it's too difficult. See here, the an average income is useful for comparison In this case, it does not tell us how this income is distributed among people. Whether the average income or this per capita income, whether it is going to explain to us, whether it is going to tell us, whether it is going to give clear information about how this income is distributed among all the citizens of the country? No. So anyhow, dear students, I hope you all have understood about whatever I explained in this session. Then next class again we will meet you. Thank you. Have a nice day.